Hey, Randy Joe here, and welcome back to Art Pop April, the series where throughout the month of April we will be listening to different art pop albums. Today, of course, we are doing Titanic Rising by Weyes. Never checked out a record from her before, however, I have heard many great things, especially when this album came out. It was really just making all the headlines at the time, and I have heard the first two tracks, as you can see, I've already liked. I don't remember them too well because I listened to them more when they came out. However, I do remember I really loved both of them at the time of hearing it. But this is an art pop album that kind of delves a bit more into Baroque pop elements, something that I am a huge fan of. If you saw my last video in the art pop series, I did Scott Walker's Scott 3. Pretty fantastic Baroque pop album from the 60s. But this, of course, is from 2019. So this brings a much more modern edge to the Baroque pop sensibilities. But with 42 minutes, 10 tracks, let's jump into this thing with the first track here, A Lot's Gonna Change. Have an ambient synth to kick it off there, like the gentle piano. Good vocals here. Kind of reminds me of Mitski in a way. Oh, also kind of reminds me of Karen Carpenter of the Carpenters, of course. Very lush production. It's so very clean production. Has a nice throwback tone as well. Some smooth vocals on this bad boy. Like buttery smooth, silky smooth vocals. Those strings too, really add into that Baroque pop element. Really good self-harmonizing as well on here. Brings a lot of power to her vocals. God, she soars gorgeously over the arrangement here. Bringing it all back down here. Are we gonna get a stripped back vocal here to close it out? I'm guessing. Beautiful track, very luscious in its instrumentation and production, and her vocals so full of power, so clean, very silky smooth vocals from her. Absolutely loved the way that kicked it off. A good intro track from what I'm getting here. Production, definitely a key element. I think a track really about the changing of life and the passage of time and accepting that change, embracing that change rather than shying away from it. Maybe there's a melancholy to the lyrics, but it's certainly one of almost like a passionate embrace. Going into Andromeda here, of course a reference to our most closest galaxy. I really like the production here. Like, it's got like a nice warbly, kind of hazy effect. Very clean. It certainly is. I love this chorus. It's so airy. Very angelic and ethereal sort of sound and vocal delivery. A bit of a country twang too in these strings. Like a throwback sound. Yearning for a love is what I'm gathering in the lyrics here. Oh, I like those claps in the background. Right there. I was a bit late, or a bit early on the bits there. Ooh. That organ too kind of coming in the background, giving a slight gospel element. I just love the overall atmosphere of this track. It's so heavenly. Especially in this chorus. I gotta say, very beautiful track. Incredibly beautiful, luscious production. A nice country twang to some of the guitars. A little bit of a gospel influence with that organ. And her vocals feel very reminiscent of a Karen Carpenter, but with even more power and gusto in that chorus as she elevates and sings with such passion. A beautiful track. Very beautiful track. So luscious and just layered. Every Day is the next one here. Let's continue. A little bit more of an upbeat element to this one. Oh. Certainly has a strong kind of throwback pop element. Almost feels reminiscent of 70s work. Oh my goodness. It's really all just coming together. How do we strip back some of those elements there? Seems like an LP focused on love and accepting change and growing into your most mature self, it would seem. But I gotta say, the strings on here certainly have that nice country twang without diving straight into it. I like that. I like how playful a lot of the arrangements are on here. Oh, really strong, like again, 70s pop, almost ABBA-ish backup vocals here. Like that, strong country tones there. Again, kind of tying in that rodeo line. Such an incredibly rich backdrop. Oh my goodness. These layered instrumentations are really just getting more and more complex as it goes on. Very ABBA-ish. That's just still going. It's almost like it's falling apart here. Oh, it's getting sort of distant. I like the way it's fizzling out here. To go from such a elevated instrumentation to this kind of cold, distant sound, mirroring that longing and love that she's searching for. Wow. Really strong, just country folk elements, while at the same time not shying away from a very luscious production. Something to believe. We're going to continue. No shame in that. Really strong lyrics too throughout so far. Nothing too on the nose. Nice subtlety to the concepts in his album. Very just pretty album overall too. It's just so beautiful. Can't get over how clean that production is. One of the best produced albums probably in the last 5 years. Really, I love the drums too on this album. They're nice. They're kind of buried in the back, but they provide a nice come down at times. For such a modern album, I'm really loving the very nostalgic sort of guitars on this album. Like that one specifically really brings me back to like a 70s rock mindset. Such incredible layering on this album too. Another beautiful track. Not much more to say that I haven't said already. Just well produced, beautiful layering, just strong arrangements overall. Titanic Rising title track is the next one here, which second lowest streams on here, which is a little shocking. Title tracks usually surge, but maybe it's just short time, a minute and a half. Probably just an instrumental only. I'll take it. Such a spacey kind of element to this LP, or given the cover, really feels like you're submerged in the ocean. It feels like we're floating a lot on this LP. The cover certainly matches that tone, especially with that strong ethereal light coming through the window there. Beautiful cover. There's some spacey warps there. Really bridges the gaps there. Just a nice little way to continue things. I wonder if that final track will also be an instrumental. It would make kind of like an 8-track album in a way with these instrumental bridges and closer. 5 minutes and 53 seconds for Movies is this one here. That synth. Really cycling. There's like that weird twisted sound in the background too. That's also cycling around with us. Oh, a books and bound line back to back there. Some subtle lyricism. Oh, much slower track here. A more plodding pace of it. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful instrumental. It's hypnotic. Jeez, such strong vocals, very operatic almost. Just escalating so much. Really just such an enveloping sound. Whoa. Where are we going? Holy shit. That cycling synth turning into a twisted sort of guitar. A little bit of acapella there too in the background too. I could cry to this track. It's so beautiful. So lush. That one really just flourishes so slowly. You don't expect it to really take hold the way it does, because it kicks off. Let's go back real quick with just a simple oscillating synth here, and like I said, it has that kind of twisted sort of tone in the background, and you get to the halfway point and it's bloomed into something big, and you get to the end and it's massive. It's like this huge wall of sound. gorgeous. A gorgeous, gorgeous track here. The way it just develops so slowly. I'm a sucker for a well-paced, slowly developing track. Kind of like a post-rock sort of thing here, but within the art pop field for sure. It is just super ethereal. But carrying on, this is Mirror Forever. The synths on this album really add to that kind of heavenly, futuristic tone, but like I said, those nostalgic sort of strings and arrangements in this album make it feel a bit more grounded in the past, which is a perfect blend so far. Kind of a callback to that demon line. Hard to tell what this one's about. Just a, I think it's supposed to be a kind of a heartbreak track. Maybe she's been burned and she's telling her ex to take a look at themselves. Probably one of the weaker tracks so far, but I still can't help but admire the production. It's just super lush and very clean all around the edges. Definitely a heartbreak track. Yeah, definitely one of my least favorites so far. I think the fact that it has the least amount of streams of the main tracks, not counting the instrumentals, it would seem, speaks to that. Maybe it's not everyone's favorite. But carrying on here, we've got Wild Time. It's the longest here at 6 minutes. Not much longer than some of the others, though. So right back into those strings, those acoustics. I'm glad those are back. Drum is much more prominent here. I like that gentle oohs and ahs she employs. Adds a very angelic element. Oh, seems her lover is a booze hound, perhaps. Seems like no matter how dark or depressing times get for her, she certainly focuses on those silver linings. Oh. That piano kind of coming in here. It's so beautiful. Really comes down with her vocals. A really great passage of lyrics. Living in the rising sun. Like, what a sweet, syrupy line. That really... What was that? That guitar that just commanded. Really just took hold there. Very futuristic, some of the sounds. I was just about to say that beeping that kind of shimmers in and out. Again, adds to that futuristic tone. I love how much her voice becomes an instrument, not just in the vocal department, but just like those backdrops that she provides. That piano, again, matching her cadence and her vocals there. Wow. What a rich track. Again, said everything I had to say. Great track. Such a full, sort of bodied experience in every one of these tracks here. Picture Me Better. 10 million. One of the higher stream ones. Certainly a very love-focused LP. Whether it be a heartbreak or a longing, I like this stripped back open so far. The purest part of love. I'm loving the lyrics. I'm giving this a like already. I love the lyrics so far. Captures that feeling. Seems like this final track is really stripping things back. I like it. A nice come down. Seems like this love has come back and she's much more prepared for that heartbreak. Perhaps her lover has passed, given the call from behind line. Those shimmery strings. Beautiful track. I think that's the second to last one, but really seems like it's the last track that's not instrumental, because like I expected, this isn't instrumental. Perhaps there's a longing because maybe her lover has passed, but again, not sure. I don't want to pull up the interpretations just yet. This is Nearer to Thee, of course. Oh, it's sort of like a overture. Yeah, some of the melodies from the album all being worked into one. Again, very Baroque. Really a strong callback to that first track there. But there it is, Near to Thee, Titanic Rising, closed out. Overall, absolutely beautiful. One of the best produced albums I've heard in the last 5 years, given this came out in 2019. Still making that 5-year mark. April 5th came out, actually, so just about 5 years ago this album came out. And super luscious, super clean, very delicate in nature. Full instrumentals and arrangements that never feel overblown, never feel over the top. Really just a perfect amount of pulling the right punches from Weyes Blood here. But lyrically, I gotta say, very syrupy, and matches those vocals of hers, which are just so powerful. And just layered as well. Some great self-harmonizing throughout this LP. And a nice strong sense of love throughout this LP, and a good element of kind of like a concept that runs throughout of this yearning for love, maybe a long distance or a, loss of a loved one. Again, don't want to dig too much into the interpretations, or rather delve into that after the fact, but from what I'm gathering, it's definitely one of heartbreak throughout this LP. And again, does a good job capturing that feeling of just pure in your feels love, and the heartbreak thereafter. God, this cover as well captures just the overall tone of the album, that underwater element with its very spacey, ethereal tone, and then that bright light coming through there. Again, maybe that is a signifier of the loved one that she speaks of on this LP. But a great album overall, and certainly a welcome addition for Art Pop April. One of the best ones of the month so far. That pretty much does it for this LP. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to follow along and listening to more Art Pop albums throughout the month of April, as well as new releases that might catch my eye, or future albums that we will cover in future months coming forward, different genres of course. So again, if you like it, hit like, subscribe, and follow along. As always, my name is Randy Joe, and I'm signing off.